The Marxist foundations of diversity, equity, and inclusion divide humanity between oppressors and victims in various dimensions. The greatest prestige in the eyes of DEI advocates goes to those who qualify in the most categories of victimhood. Maximum scorn goes to designated oppressors: whites, men, Christians, Jews, the wealthy, the able, and heterosexuals. In the West, whites and men are collectively too numerous and strong to attack frontally and violently. Instead, DEI-influenced universities undermine them by discrimination in admission, hiring, promotion, funding, and awards. Jews are more vulnerable due to their small population, especially compared to larger Muslim populations. DEI sees Jews as oppressors, despite their long history of being persecuted, all too successful attempts to wipe them out in World War II, and being the favorite targets of religious-based hate crimes. Worse, universities often treat anti-Semitic acts much differently than acts against perceived oppressed groups. Unfortunately, DEI disfavor also extends to Asians under the label white adjacent, because they, like Jews, are a successful minority. This presents a problem for the DEI narrative that success in academia, economics, and politics was stolen from marginalized victim populations by prejudice and discrimination. But there are credible alternative explanations for these differences, such as family structure. According to the Institute for Family Studies, those raised in married birth-parent families comprise 81% of Asian children, 70% of white children, 55% of Hispanic children, 51% of multiracial children, and 33% of black children. Statistical evidence indicates that being raised in married two-parent families results in greater academic and economic success, while single-parent upbringing more often results in academic failure and too often incarceration. Cultural values also play a role. When the family and local community stress discipline and education, children are more likely to be oriented to educational achievement, which leads to later success in money and status. Don't tell this to DEI advocates, they don't want to know. While DEI designates Jews as oppressors, it classifies Muslims as victims. Jews in North America have no aggressive intentions or politics directed at Muslims or at their homelands. Jewish students don't call for the destruction of Muslim nations or Palestinian people. Conversely, many North American Muslim students attack Jews and Israel. For decades there has been a boycott, divest, and sanction movement on many North American campuses, interspersed with Israel apartheid weeks and the demonization of Zionists. Pro-jihadi terrorist and pro-genocide tent encampments, demonstrations, and occupations on campuses aim at Israel's elimination, with Jewish students and professors banned from certain campuses by Muslim vigilantes. In 2020, 4 Muslim student groups joined by 4 other student groups wrote a public letter to my university administration, vilifying me as a racist and Islamophobe, claiming that I, through my publications, brought disrepute to the university, and demanding that the emeritus status that I had earned during my 50 years of service be revoked. Thankfully, my university said that differences of opinion are not grounds for disciplinary actions. The students took particular issue in their letter about an article in which I said that Middle East politics at the tribal and pre-modern level was violent and ruthless. I needn't have qualified it, given the recent demonstration of enslavement and beheading by the Islamic State, and the gassing and bombing of citizens by the Assad regime. But such truth didn't matter to the students. What mattered was that I threw shade on their ancestral nations, rather than painting them as the homes of beauty and virtue. How can we explain the fanaticism of activist Muslim students? It is in no way a matter of human rights, civil liberties, democracy, and indigenous rights, as they claim for Western audiences. In Arabic and Persian, Urdu and Javanese, Muslim authorities demand that Islam be supreme, and those of other religions be subservient, enslaved, or killed. The independent and self-governing Israelis are immorally disobedient to Islamic supremacism. As well, the land of the ancient Hebrews, which was conquered by Muslim Bedouin armies in the 7th century, must, like all land once controlled by Muslims, remain under the control of Muslims. The Israelis disobey Islam on this ground as well. This too is why Muslims are angry at Israel. And to make matters worse, the Jews, the most despised of all when under Muslim control, have had the audacity to beat Arab Muslim warriors in a series of wars, the embarrassment and shame of which must be cancelled by a conquest of Israel. Thanks to woke DEI policymakers, enforcers and activists, and supremacist pro-terrorist Muslims, Jews in North America are being crushed.